Today on Western Sports Roundup, records have already been broken at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Rocker Steiner's over $446,000. And Will Loomis, he's already set a record in the steer wrestling. And that's just the beginning. There are more to come.
Hey, it is the 10th round of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, and that means the TV Pin and Bucking Bulls, the 15 biggest, richest bull stars will buck, and Magic Touch is the bull of the year. We'll break him down right here.
Speaking of bull riding, you know, we started this NFR with 4 guys trying to win the Resist All Rookie of the Year award. 10 days later, we still don't know who that guy's going to be. We'll highlight the Resist All Rookie of the Year award after Quinn Anderson's big showing on Friday night.
He's committed. Bull's going to go left. Come on, get the elbow down and right. Get the elbow down. Yes, sir.
That's what we've been looking for.
Yeah.
Calendar clock hits 8 seconds.
No problem.
Welcome to Round 10 Saturday at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Welcome to Western Sports Roundup on the Cowboy Channel, the exclusive home of the PRCA, your destination for the very best in rodeo action.
And we're live on YouTube, and you can watch the show in real time on both the Cowboy Channel and the YouTube live stream, giving you even more ways to stay connected with us and the wonderful world of Western sports. Howdy, everybody. This is the day, the final day of the season. The world champions will be crowned a little bit later in the Thomas and Mack. Right now, Steve Kenyon and myself, Justin McKee, we're getting ready to break down some of those storylines and introduce you to some of the biggest personalities in the game.
Yeah, let's talk about an unbeatable moment. How about Rocker Steiner? He's had a chance to do this the last 4 days, but he smashed the individual event earnings record in the bareback riding. $446,000. That's a mark that was set in 2023 by Keenan Hayes. Will Loomis is probably not going to be the world champion, but last night he broke the record that J.D. Struxton set last year of $309,000 in the steer wrestling. Big Will's won $312,000, and that record's probably going to be broken again tonight, Justin.
Well, it's very likely. He's placed in 5 out of 9 go-arounds. He won round number 4, and who knows what could happen. But I know this place will be rocking when this guy gets out on his 10th horse. Look at the money category here. $446,000 for Rocker Steiner. At the NFR, he's placed in 5 of 9. He's won 2 go-arounds, $143,000 this week. That is the second best bareback earnings at this year's National Finals Rodeo, and he's top 5 in that aggregate.
Yeah, and you talk about an unbeatable moment. Let's say thank you to Unbeatable Feeds. Your unbeatable moment sponsored by Unbeatable Feeds. No grain, no problem.
Well, let's talk about the bull of the year. I love it. I love it. I can't get enough of these top bucking bulls and bucking horses, especially the ones that get voted on by the contestants. The top 25 in the world, they vote on who's going to win this title. Magic Touch had all the right moves and got all the votes to win Bull of the Year.
So poetic sports stories are made from a competition, from an event that involves the single best hitter against the best pitcher, the single best defender against Michael Jordan, or maybe, in bull riding, the single best bucking bull against the #1 cowboy in pro rodeo. Stetson Wright's getting on Magic Touch tonight.
Yeah, this is magical. I promise you, this is a script as we are proud to have Matt Scharping here from Sankey Rodeo Company, Phenom Rodeo Genetics, and congratulations on Bull of the Year.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
I know this is your ultimate goal. How did it all get started?
Yeah, this is a bucket list item. Like I told my daughter, like the amount of things that we had to sacrifice to get that buckle that said Bull of the Year is kind of enormous, but it's all worth it when you get to do this whole deal.
So now tonight, a bull that has been 6 for 12. He's rideable. 3 scores over 90 this year. Stetson Wright's never been on him. Tell me about Stetson and Magic Touch.
Man, this is something that Stetson and I are very close, and this is something we talked about just recently, right after he got Bull of the Year. And I said, man, I can't wait to see you on him. I want to see you draw him. And Stet said to me, he said, round 10 at the NFR. And for that all to come through like this is so storyline like this. You couldn't ask for it to work out any better.
Tell us about when you knew you had a contender that might win Bull of the Year. And I have a feeling it was midsummer, about July 4th.
Yeah, this bull had done a lot of, he PBR'd this spring and had a great run with that. And then we get Rodeo, and he starts just carrying these guys to win after win after win. And it's like, holy cow, like, he's special. There's something different. And the other thing about Magic Touch is he just goes and does a job every time. Not every bull loves to get rode. Sometimes you got to look at the mental aspect for the animal as well, and not every animal can handle that.
And a lot, because they get weaker. But a lot of times we see him, he just comes back stronger and stronger. We were watching that 90-point ride with Tristan Hutchings at St. Paul, and then a big score, 93. That's one of the biggest scores of the season. How rewarding was that? Oh,
him and Hayes in Salt Lake was unreal. And what was funny is Hayes and Stetson and I had just talked about it before that out. Said, they had mentioned about him in the Bull of the Year race, and I'm like, well, we'll see how he's got a long year yet to go. And then they go and Hayes rides him for 93, which was an unbelievable ride. It just it definitely helped the deal. And then Kai riding him in Pendleton too is just pretty amazing.
Man, I'm watching these videos. Does he pretty much have the same trip every time? Come back to the right, stay in that, or is he going to set a trap and surprise somebody someday?
His deal, I can tell when he leaves the box, he has two different trips. When he leaves the box, you can tell which one it is. And if you look at the trip that he had with Jesse in round 5, that's a trip that's hard to ride because of how he leaves so hard. And then when he makes that corner, he's got more of a roll to him to come around that corner because he's leaving so hard. And then there's another one where he doesn't leave quite that hard, and it's a little bit more rider-friendly from the start. Even on the trip with Jesse, if he gets by that corner, it's hard to get by that corner, but if he get by that corner, then he's just cool. He's got great timing, gives these guys all the timing in the world to adjust and reset because of how high he gets off the ground and kicks over his head every time, sets them back on their rope. So they just have to be in the right position. You can't try to set a trap for him because he's too smart for that, but he's definitely going to buck hard for you.
Can you do anything as he prepares to buck that might help him have a certain trip?
No, not necessarily. So what I can do on a normal situation, when I'm loading the bull in the lead up and I'm doing everything, you can kind of catch their demeanor.
Yes.
And understand where they are mentally at that point in time. But here we don't know. Yeah. They're loading the box, and then you're just hoping for the best because the NFR. That's just the way it is.
Well, storybook ending right here.
It's going to be a storybook ending. This is what dreams are made of in sports.
This is it. This is it. World champion against world champion. 10th round, final day of the season.
Exactly. What you and Jensen talked about when you found out that he was a Bull of the Year. Matt Scharping, congratulations. Thank you for all you do. Best wishes tonight. I hope everything goes great.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me.
Good stuff. Hey, Kade Sonnier is going to talk about his phenomenal season and a real good National Finals rodeo. He's on the top 4 right here in this aggregate, top 5 in the world standings, and he has really put on a show.
Yeah, after missing a year because of injury, Kade Sonnier back at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. He joins us. Kade, let's get started and get right to it. Tonight, TV Pen night, you have drawn a pretty good bucking horse. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, this is one of those dreams come true. In 23, I had bucking horse of the year in the 10th round, and I'd kind of manifested that one. And the other night, whenever they recognized stock of the year, I went over and petted on Lunatic Heaven and was like, all right, old girl, we'll see you in the 10th round. So to be able to manifest this one again this year, it's pretty special. There's a lot on the line riding for me tonight. Might have taken myself out of world title race earlier this week, or I guess 10 days. But the reality is there's a lot of money left on the line. I can go win the round tonight and put myself number 2 or number 3 in the average, and walk away with a $100,000 day. And so that's the main goal, and that's what we're shooting for.
Yeah, you've already won $102,000 this week, and if you have a real good night, you can win $250,000 for the week, and it's very profitable. I want to talk about, you have just spurred the hound dog out of these horses, almost all of them, and you have just, I think, do you feel like you have raised your game even more this week at the NFR? Take out a couple of stumbles, but the rest of them have been phenomenal.
Man, Justin, I'll be honest. I feel like personally, I feel like I've dominated just about every animal I've gotten on, and the couple of mistakes that I've made this week are pretty much because I was too far ahead of them. And trying to be too aggressive. You know, I set my right foot over 3 times this week, and that typically doesn't happen for me. But I was just so far ahead of the animals. I was so dialed in. You know, that's something that very few people will probably understand about being too far ahead. But when you're going for 9-0 from jump number 1, I mean, I have a knot in my head this week to win second. It's not going to start today. I know it sounds very arrogant, but the reality is when you're here, you better believe that you're the best son of a buck in the locker room, because there's 14 other guys that believe they are. And that's how we showed up, and that's how we're going to finish it.
Okay, so you just talked about being too far ahead of some horses at this National Finals Rodeo. You're getting on the Horse of the Year tonight. Can you be too far ahead of him? Does anything change in your approach tonight? I'm guessing the answer is no, but, you know, think about what you just said, and how does that affect you on that horse?
No, I mean, the only thing I really watch with a horse is the start. That's the most important thing, how they leave the buck and shoot. You know, we just heard Matt Scharping talk about how animals leave. Horses are no different than bulls. Some horses may have a little bit different trips depending on the start they have. And so the main thing that I watched with this horse tonight is how she left the buck and shoot with Rocker on Monday night. And, you know, she's going to jump out there, probably hit real hard and go right, and I'm going to probably try to hold him through it, but there's no guarantee. I mean, when you got $36,000 on the line every night, you're riding for first, and that's just the way it is. You know, we all know that there's a little bit more on the line for quite a few guys tonight, but when it's the best bucking horses in the world, like, nobody drew bad.
Yeah.
Nobody's not going to have any fun. You know what I mean? Like, everybody in the locker room, 1 through 15, is about to have the time of their life with the best bucking horses and the best night of rodeo. So I'm probably going to nod my head and try to win first, just like every other guy.
Take away the money, take away the title, take it all away. You get to get on the world champion bucking horse, lunatic, heaven. Watch out, because I have a feeling. I see a little something in his eye tonight. It's going to be good. Kade Sonnier, good luck, and congratulations on the top 5 season.
Thanks, guys. Let's go be 90.
Let's go be 90. I love that attitude. So let's talk about the Justin Sports Medicine Report. That's Kai Hamilton. Is he getting on tonight? Yes, he is. That's the report.
Well, it is. It was kind of a scary moment here last night. Took a little bit of a time to get away from that bull and get out of the arena, but everybody knows Kai Hamilton. It's tough. Just give him a little bit of time. When it feels better, he'll get up and get out of there. No doubt about it. He'll get right back in the ring as soon as he can as well.
Suffered a knee injury last night. Coming up, we're going to talk about Pro Fantasy Rodeo. Casey Jones will join us on this final day of the Pro Fantasy Rodeo campaign for this year.
Later, we're going to visit with Click Thompson. He is the PRCA top cameraman. He's got the biggest gun in the West, and he gets some of the best pictures and a lot of awards.
Roundup brought to you by Resistol, the official hat of Cowboys everywhere. We live it every day.
Western Sports Roundup is presented by Ariat. Ready, set, ride in boots and jeans that work as hard as you do.
There are going to be a lot of happy rodeo cowboys and cowgirls inside the arena tonight. There are going to be a lot of happy Pro Fantasy Rodeo fans across the country tonight, including whomever wins that truck and that trailer. And it is time for our daily visit with Casey Jones, the man behind Pro Fantasy Rodeo. And Casey, take a look at the big screen because we're talking about Trace number 5, Casey Estrada, at $1.18 million in the number 1 spot.
Yeah, he's been in the lead for the last 5 rounds. And so we'll put the graphic up there with all of his team members. And so like Rocker Steiner, he has Rocker. He's a little lower than the average. Shad Mayfield's a little lower than the average. Trish Aldridge's 4th in the average. And so after tonight, when that average money kicks in, it's really going to change it up. So hopefully he can stay in the lead, but there's got to be a few teams out there that have some average winners on it.
Have you ever seen that, with that many people entered, one person stay for 5 rounds, or since round 5, rather? That's a long time.
Yeah, and then, you never know what happens in rodeo, that little yellow arena. One of my buddies was in the lead for like 5 rounds a few years ago.
Okay.
And Wade Sundell missed his horse out in the 10th round. And like, who'd have thought that had ever happened,
So we're talking about both your big game for the truck and the trailer, and we're talking about the last opportunity for the daily game starting tonight.
Yeah, so for $19.95, you can get your daily team in right now. Win to $13,500. So we pay $3,500 to the winner, but if your team wins more than $266,000, you'll overtake Shay Johnson for the $10,000.
Yeah.
So all you got to go to is profantasyrodeo.com, pick one in each event, and let's go.
That's the best $20 in all of sports.
Yeah, it really is.
Especially on the 10th round. I mean, if you're going to play one time the daily game, obviously the 10th round, this is going to be great because there's a lot of people out there that's out of that aggregate race that are going to have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like every year somebody that's kind of been, on the other side of the losing coin, that in that 10th round they break the ice and at least get away with a go-round buckle.
So I was in the lead for 1 day in the charity game, and now I'm back to second. John Harrison moved in the number 1 spot. I think I'm doing pretty good in the average on a lot of people. I don't know how John's doing, but they're your top 3. Me, or John Harrison, Steve Kenyon, and Garrett Yerrigan, and I don't see Justin McKee's name on there. But,
I'm in the middle. I wanted to lose or I wanted to win, so I'm not a factor here. But what I want to know is, if you win, have you thought about the tattoo that Tommy Joe Lucia will have to wear?
I have not.
Because you design it.
Yeah.
You have not?
I have not.
I'll help you.
The last time I looked, I was designing one for Kendra Santos. So now I'm getting one for Tommy Joe, apparently. If I win, we'll see what happens.
Did you see who's right above it, Tommy Joe now?
No.
Butch Knowles.
Really?
He should be getting nervous tonight.
Well, okay, there you go. Let's go to our picks real quick, guys, and see who we are looking at tonight. Justin McKee's got Dean Thompson on Stevie Nicks. I got Rocker on Disco Party. Casey, you got Tilden on Agent Links. Any one of those 3 guys could be a winner tonight.
Yeah, the reason Tilden's on my pick is he only costs $10,000, and that's a great horse. And Tilden, 10th round, I expect fireworks.
Yeah, it's hard to pick against Rocker, but I'll show you what. I kind of slipped down and got Dean Thompson. It was more of a value buy, but let's go to Saddle Bronc riding right here. Man, we've got both got great picks here. I couldn't decide whether to go to Virgil, but I'm going with Lefty Holman because of the rematch with Black Tie. He won the 10th round here a year ago. Yeah,
and this is a TV pin. Davian can really dress him up, and he has Virgil. Probably the best fantasy pick, though, is Statler because he has Ed Bishop, and Ed Bishop won the round on the round 5.
Lefty's got to be a good fantasy pick for only $10,000.
Yeah, that was
he came in number 15.
Because then I wanted to go here because I wanted to get Stetson on Magic Touch. Number 1 man in the world champion against the Bull of the Year.
Yeah, we just, had a little deal on Magic Touch, and I think it's going to send the end of the 2025 Thomas and Mack roof off the roof. Yeah. It's going to blow up.
Casey, it's been fun to visit with you every day for the last 10 days. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for building this into a fun part of the NFR for an awful lot of people.
Yeah, and Gail and I want to thank all of our players. I talked to Gail today, and she's like, who am I going to talk to tomorrow? Because our players call her every day. She's been on the phone for 2 weeks straight. She loves talking to our players. Don Huddleston, the Bulldog and legend out of Oklahoma, calls every day and gets his fantasy team. And so we really appreciate our players.
We appreciate you because you've added so much value. There's more people and more fans enjoying the game today, and you're one of the reasons for that, Casey Jones. You and Gail, thank you. There you go. Let's plug it one more time. Get your daily pick in right now, just under $20, and it's a big payoff. It's a 10th round. Why not max it out every way you can? Get that Pro Fantasy Daily game sent in right now. Stick around. When we come back, it doesn't have to be military night to pay tribute to our patriots and the military. We've got heroes all over the place when it comes to this cowboy world. We'll put them in the spotlight again here on Western Sports Roundup.
Western Sports Roundup is brought to you by Rock and Roll Denim. Live boldly. Live in Rock and Roll Denim.
Westmore Manufacturing is one of our great partners here on Western Sports Roundup. Westmore Manufacturing, live boldly.
What's your idea of the perfect picture?
The one that keeps you passionate about rodeo, man.
I love that. That's a great answer. What's your favorite picture?
I haven't taken it yet.
I love it. I love it. Congratulations, Click. Yet again, champion photographer of the year.
That is Click Thompson with Andy Seiler during the PRCA's awards banquet earlier this week, earlier in the National Finals Rodeo. It's actually about 2 weeks ago now that I think about it, Justin. Click Thompson joins us, 4-time PRCA Photographer of the Year. Click, I have to tell you, I was one of the people who just smiled in that audience when Andy asked you, what's your favorite picture? And your answer was, I haven't taken it yet. I thought that was one of the greatest answers I've ever heard. You going to tell us when you take it, or how are you going to know?
You know, you never really know. It's funny when you did that interview, I think the goal was in my head to just make sure I said something really quickly so I didn't drag on. And that was the first thing that came to mind. So, but yeah, I think it keeps you hungry and you're always trying to make the next best image, and I haven't taken it yet.
All right, so what's it look like? What's your goal? Just kind of give us some parameters you're trying to shoot for. What's your target?
Honestly, it's just how can I tell the story the best?
That a boy.
Continue to build the relationships with the contestants, and I have a distinct luxury that I get to be in the locker rooms and be around the contestants and build relationships with them. So, the closer you can get, and really show that access and bring the fans in and right there with them, so you can really feel what's going on each night.
Hey, I want to follow up with that, and then I'm going to let Steve have you for a couple though right here. What is the story you want to tell? What is it that you want? What's the message you want people to hear through what they see in your pictures?
The simple answer is, how cool what we do is, man. But I think it's really trying to capture and show that luxury that we have every weekend of, there's so many things that we get to do that are on a daily basis that are like lifelong dreams for people, and to show that and to continue to just breathe life into our industry, it continues to bring more people in it, and that's what the power of the photograph can do, man. It's just bringing new people into it, and they see the excitement, and that's the goal, man, is to continue to bring people in, and that's how we continue to grow and live on.
Click, it's interesting because we live in an age of video. We live in an age where everything's supposed to be on the move. And yet it strikes me that your role as one of the best photographers ever in professional rodeo, probably a future Hall of Famer with 4 of those buckles, gives you the opportunity with a still picture to still tell the story as well as anybody with a with one of them fancy moving picture phone things can tell it. Do you feel like that?
I think that's the challenge, though. I still believe like the single most dynamic form of communication is through the photograph. Like it allows the viewer to really interpret what you're trying to say, but like if you're really good, you can really show them what you're trying to tell the story. But it can also leave it up to interpretation. So it's really kind of that's what makes it special. It's like the photograph is, I'm trying to show you what I see, but you can take it however you want to.
You and Justin had a conversation earlier, and I was stricken by a comment that you made, Click, about the relationships you've developed with our contestants. Yeah. Justin and I, as rodeo announcers, you as a photographer, we have a unique opportunity to get to know some of the most unique athletes in the country in the world of professional rodeo. There are relationships, there are stories that we would love to tell about every single one of them, and you get a chance to do that. And I just think all 3 of us are blessed.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal opportunity. For me, it's a family reunion every weekend. Like, I've been fortunate to be at the NFR these last 4 or 5 years, and it's cool when we do the headshots and the group photos, and literally every person that comes through the door, you know who it is because you spent the whole year with them, and it's just like seeing your best friends again, like every weekend. But everyone's got new stories or they experience something different, so it's a cool thing that ties us all together, and we are wealthy in our friendships and relationships.
Click, we are so glad you stumbled into our lifestyle. I'm so glad you're not still working at the Pentagon and you're out here in the West where you belong. You deserve this so much. We appreciate it every time we get to visit with you. You stand for everything good, and you do this for the right why, and that is to tell our story. You know you really connected with me when you said that. So God bless you, and have a good round 10.
Appreciate it, guys.
That is Click Thompson, the 4-time Photographer of the Year award winner in the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. Justin said it earlier, professional rodeo night after night during this National Finals Rodeo has honored the men and women who served. Dick Herman, U.S. Navy E6, is a hero. Katie Lucas got a chance to catch up with him.
Well, Dick Herman spent 25 years in the U.S. Navy, devoting yourself to this country, to protecting us. But first, take us back to the beginning of those 25 years, 18 years old. You were just a young kid, and you didn't know what you were in for at that point.
No, actually, Dad signed the papers when I was 16, got my thumb ground off in an emery wheel, and then he had to sign the papers again at 17. And the rest is history after that. And then they put me on these river boats. And Jesus Christ, I didn't think I'd ever come back again. But anyway, that's how it all started. Dad says you're going to learn the hard way. And he shook his finger at me. You're damn sure right.
One thing that I love about this country is the love of rodeo, and I know that is something that you share as well, and you're no stranger to the world of rodeo. How did you get your start?
Well, I tell you what, when I got home and got out of the military, I needed a job, and I said, God, winter's coming on, and I got a job at Irv Corco, Blunt, South Dakota. So I went up there and said, well, just be a winter job, and I'll take off. That winter job lasted 35 years. 34 years. And all the time I was there, I was, in October after the circuit finals was over with, we'd take all the stock out, take the shoes off the pickup horses, kick everything out the grass until spring. And then we'd bring them back in. But we didn't have the 12-month rodeos like they do today, So when that was done, we hauled a lot of cattle. We had a lot of trucks on the road. We just hauled cattle all winter long, and come spring, we gathered our horses and their saddle horses, pickup horses, and put shoes on and went to rodeoing again.
And while you were headed down the rodeo trail, you had an idea to put some of those stories on paper, and Dirty River War Through the Eyes of a Gator Sailor eventually came about. Why did you decide, you know, when so many people that were in the military stayed quiet, why did you decide that it was so important to tell these stories?
Well, I wrote this in the early 80s, and I had it rat-holed, and it was in there for a lot of years. And then me and a couple friends of mine, we was doing some drinking thinking, you know, and he said, why don't you publish that? So we did. So it came out last year in October, and hell, it ain't too bad. I got to admit it. I should be a writer, I think.
Well, I certainly can't wait to read it. I think it's going to be a great read here, and such an important story to tell. So first of all, just thank you for your service. Thank you all for all of you've done for this country, and thank you for all you've done for the world of rodeo too. I know those horses are pretty special to you as you got to haul them down the rodeo trail.
Oh yeah, and I like just seeing Steve Sutton and J.D. Hammaker and Bob Tallman, and God, just a pot full of these old farts I ain't seen forever, you know.
It's always fun to get you all together. I feel like the military world, the cowboy world, we all share a lot in common here, and we love telling these stories right here on the Cowboy Channel.
Man, he is a jewel in this space. I guarantee you that. I can't wait to get it. As a kid, I can remember him being a pickup man, and now I know some of those stories. And amongst our cowboy world, that guy right there is one of the toughest and most fearless soldier cowboys that there ever has been. There's the rest of our NFR military honors and our salute to every one of them, especially our friend Dick Herman. Stick around when we come back. Cowboys and Indians are telling the story of the West in a magnificent way. We'll go behind the scenes with them on the other side of this break.
Western Sports Roundup is presented by Ariat. Ready, set, ride, and boots and jeans that work as hard as you do.
The whole movie thing, I don't belong in it. I don't belong with, I mean, I have a few friends who are actors, mostly people in the music world. I don't understand the lifestyle. I don't beg for awards. I already got a case full of them. I don't need any more. I don't need to go out and put a tuxedo on to stand on these red carpets and stuff like that. I feel uncomfortable around rich people. I feel like I'm a poor kid from Arkansas. I don't even know how this all happened, and I don't get it. I appreciate it. I appreciate that I'm able to take care of my family and give them things that I would never been able to give them if it hadn't been for this. So I appreciate fame. I am uncomfortable with it, however, and don't quite understand it. I frankly am satisfied. If they told me tomorrow, dude, you're done, you know, I'd be like, all right, fine, I'm good. Because I've been myself since I was born. I've never stopped. I mean, look, I'm a hillbilly who grew up in Arkansas and Houston. You know, I've never dreamed any of this would happen.
That is the cover story on Cowboys and Indians' latest edition, the magazine that has told the story of the West, a very colorful. And, of course, The Landman is one of the hottest series in television, and that's just one of the many subjects that we have. And we also have our guest, Kendal Ray Jensen, executive in charge of brand partnerships with Cowboys and Indians. Welcome to Western Sports Roundup.
Thank you for having me, Justin, Steve. I appreciate the opportunity.
You have had some amazing stories, and first of all, what we were just able to witness there by video, this story with Billy Bob Thornton really gets down to the nitty-gritty, where he's at in life and profession.
It does, yes. We were able to really get an inside look into his childhood, his upbringing, his start into acting and how that happened, you know, growing up in poverty and how that made him who he is and how that lended, you know, to the authenticity that we see today in his craft. So it's a really great article, really great interview.
You know, he's played so many different characters. I remember all the way back when Wyatt Earp was telling him to throw down in Tombstone to now we see him in Landman. And what can we learn about him? We just heard some things from Billy Bob that were pretty raw in that video. What can we learn about him?
Yeah, well, this article is all about all about being raw. He talks about, you know, growing up in poverty in Arkansas. He was raised by his grandmother, and his grandmother was a writer. She wrote 4 magazines, she wrote a novel, and that's how he started writing screenplays. And he had all sorts of other jobs, like being a truck driver. And you know, he didn't have it easy, and he definitely earned his way to success. So it's a great story about, you know, just the grit and the tenacity that it took to get him where he is today.
This is a sister company of the Cowboy Channel, actually, because we're owned by Teton Ridge. And I want to go into some other areas. First of all, I want to compliment you on what you've done with the cowboy culture, but I also appreciate especially the beauty of your stories and pictures of Native America.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a big part of who we are there.
It is. We're so proud of the relationship we have with the Native community and how we're able to celebrate their stories and, you know, their craftsmanship, their, you know, their how they bring, you know, that into Western fashion as well, and, you know, how we marry those two worlds. We're very proud of how we do that in Cowboys and Indians.
Kendal, with Christmas coming, there's a gift guide and some things, and I want you to talk about that. But you know what I love about Cowboys and Indians? The covers.
Yes.
That picture of Billy Bob Thornton is something you're never going to see anyplace else.
Right.
You guys do a great job with those covers. Talk about that. Talk about the gift guides and some of the things with Christmas coming up.
Yeah, the covers are really what we're known for. You know, we really lean into authentic Western characters in our culture and making sure that they're the ones focused on our covers throughout the year. We're really excited about who we have coming up in 2026. So you'll have to, you know, wait and see who we debut there. Well, you know, lots of musicians, actors, fashion. We've got some Native covers coming up, which are always really exciting. So it'll be a great year, that's for sure.
Also, there's a great deal through the Cowboy Channel. There's a special prescription rate.
Yes, there is.
Subscription rate.
Yeah. So,
but it is good medicine.
Right, it's good medicine, good for the soul, right?
Right.
Yeah. So we have a rodeo special. So during NFR, so I believe just through tomorrow, you can get a 1-year subscription for $19.95 or a 2-year for $34.95. You can do that at cowboysindians.com or at our booths at the trade shows.
Justin McKee could not have scripted today's story program any better, because this entire show has been about, in one way, shape, or form or another, storytellers and storytelling in the Western way of life, which is Justin's favorite thing to do. And you guys are some of the best in the business, Kendal. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. We're so proud of that. And, you know, in our pages, you'll find a multitude of stories, you know, in the Western culture and Native life. So that's something that you can really dive into in our magazine and online.
Well, I'm going to use this Christmas guide. I'm going to figure out what's in there and decide what I'm going to get the ladies in my family.
That's such a great idea. We really take the time to cultivate a really, great collection of gifts for Christmas. We have a for her section for him, a luxury section, stocking stuffers, home and ranch, and they're all from our advertisers that have been partners with us forever, and then curated from partners that we feel like are just trendsetters in the Western space.
And it's all in here, right?
Yes, it's in the November-December issue.
Okay, so you
with
won't
Charlie
mind
Crockett
leaving that
on the
right
cover.
here with me,
You bet.
will you?
Yeah, and it's online too. So go ahead and look online as well.
Kendal, Ray, Jensen, thank you. Cowboys and Indians magazine, we appreciate you guys. Stick around, everybody. When we come back, Kade Sonnier set the cloverleaf pattern on fire. We'll break that down along with some of those Palomino horses.
And we'll talk about one of the most coveted awards for the barrel racers at the NFR. It is called the Jerry Ann Taylor Award. And we'll tell you who the winner is for 2025. That's all coming up. So new tonight on Western Sports Roundup, you're looking at barrel racer Julie Plourde, the French-Canadian cowgirl making her home now in Crum, Texas. She found out a week before the NFR that she was coming to this year's Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, and now she is about to find out, and she found out today, she is the Jerry Ann Taylor Best Dressed winner at this year's Wrangler NFR. Julie Plourde, that's an awful lot to do in a very short period of time. Congratulations to you, and welcome to Western Sports Roundup. Tell us about winning the Jerry Ann Taylor Award.
Well, that means a lot to me. I was super excited with the 7 days notice, and then when I got the call on the 28th, I was with Tiani, and we almost threw a trailer apart to find some clothes from last year she didn't have, and then she didn't use last year, and then what's her name? I don't remember. Carla Banuelas. She did help me with. She did 5 of my shirts, and then I have Riverside Rodeo. They overnight my Canadian shirt, and we just had a blast to do it. And my family was running in Vegas, all the shop, to try to find good pants and everything. It was just super fun, and I was super excited to get that.
Well, I'm excited, especially for the last 2 rounds. You came in here last minute notice and your good horse was down. You've brought your backup horse. Now you've placed in the last 2 go-arounds. You're second in the aggregate now. My goodness.
I know. I mean, it's probably the most important run of my life tonight.
Yes.
I mean, I don't need to be fast. I just need to be clean, and I think it's even harder. So I'm just gonna try to do my best and then enjoy the moment, and then it's gonna happen what's need to happen. And then I'm just super proud of my horse to step up. A month ago, I was still in Quebec hunting. So I mean, it's been a whirlwind, and then we made it work. He stepped up really good for me. We had some good runs, some okay run, but we're still clean, and that was the goal, my plan since the beginning, to get a big chunk of the average. So hopefully we will stay in a good spot.
The Jerry Ann Taylor Award. Jerry Ann was a trick rider, and this award is given out every year. A year ago, Tiani Schuster won this award, and you have a great relationship with Tiani. Talk about that partnership.
Yes, I do. So every morning, Tiani texts me, so, okay, what are we wearing tonight? And then I'm putting pants on and shirts on and then sending her pictures. Okay, not this hat, not this boot. No, I don't like this boot. Anyway, we had a lot of fun. And my husband was on top of the trailer taking a picture from the top of the trailer, all the angle, and then I was sending it to her. So do you like this? And then, she said, okay, that's fine. And we had a blast just to do it. It was super exciting.
Julie, congratulations on this accomplishment. I know you worked very hard and you went to a lot of country you had never been to before to get this done against some unbelievable competition. You are a real inspiration, and I'm glad it worked out for you to be here. I'm not, under the circumstances, I'm not happy, but I'm glad for you. You made the best of it. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, last night, Carly Otero did some amazing things. We'd like to say thank you to AIQ, powered by TWG AI, and Palantir, where data meets the dirt. And boy, I mean, one of the fastest runs ever in Thomas & Mack.
Yeah, this is the 4th fastest run in the history of barrel racing at the Thomas & Mack. As Carly Otero, who is a former arena record holder, I would remind you, a time of 13:20 last night riding this great horse, Regina George. I had a chance to catch up with Carly Otero to get her thoughts on this great horse.
You know, at last minute, I decided to get on her. I was going to ride Twix after last night because Twix can stand up on the ground, and my gut literally told me at the last minute, you know what, just ride Regina. I really feel like they worked the ground because there was such an uproar about it. And I'm just so thankful to see that all of the girls had equally safe ground and nobody stumbled, bad, went down. You know, we can't really blame the ground because they worked hard at it last night and this morning.
In fact, at once upon a time, you held the arena record at this rodeo on one of the most famous barrel racing horses of his day, and still in. Now, all of a sudden, you jump out in a 13:20 on Regina. I mean, is there any comparison between those two horses? Let me ask you that.
Their heart, honestly. It's not anything that you can see, but you can feel it when you're around them. They both have that want to. They're my, you know, Dylan was my best friend. She's literally my best friend. I know, I can tell by looking at them how they feel, and they're the same with me. I feel like they know if I'm having a bad day, and they're ready to pick me up and make it better. So as far as the athletic ability, they're both there. They have different running styles, but they both have a heart like no other and a lot of try.
So Carly Otero taking victory lap right there. I don't know if you all have noticed, but a lot of Palomino horses have won a lot of money in the barrel race at this NFR. Carly Otero, 2 go-round wins on Regina George. She has placed multiple times, earned $120,000 at this National Finals Rodeo. And that run last night was one of the 4 fastest in the history of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo.
It was flawless and beautiful. With a lot of speed in between those yellow barrels, she gets it done in a big way. But let's also talk about some other Palomino powerhouses like Haley Gibson, Stillwell, and Piper. Round 7 win, $156,000 at her very first National Finals Rodeo. My goodness, I believe they've won 7 out of the 9 go-arounds on yellow Palomino horses this year.
Haley Gibson has really kicked it up the last 4 go-rounds. She's won a round, been second, and been third in each of those last 4 go-rounds, one of those 3 positions. And then, of course, there's the stallion, Tricia Aldrich, 5-year-old Adios Pantalones, 2 go-round wins, $109,949. And the scary thing, if you're a barrel racer, this horse is only 5 years old.
Yeah, the scary thing is she reportedly turned down $10 million for this stallion this week as well. But my, what a show they have put on. All of that money. And we've got another horse we'd like to talk about. Her name is Sister. This is Haley Kendal, the 4-time world champion, 2-time and reigning horse of the year. And what is the common denominator among these yellow horses? By the way, 40% of them are yellow, and there's only 7% of the AQHA Palomino horses. Common denominator? Frenchman's Guide.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're looking at. And remember, Haley and Sister set a record this week. 26 go-round wins at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo for Haley Kendal. Every single one of them has come on this horse, Sister.
And that's not all. There's more. Take a look at Caitlin Scott and the Peanut Seed.
Yeah, and Caitlin, remember, through the first 5 go-rounds was flawless. She won a check in each of the first 5 rounds. She did not place in round 6. She had that near tragedy in round 7 when Peanut Seed slipped and fell, got back up. She rode another horse in round 8. She'll be back on this Palomino tonight. She was back on this Palomino last night. But Caitlin Scott, who scrambled at the end of the year just to get into the NFR, has had a great showing on that yellow horse.
I want to go back to Sister real quick. The regular season, they placed on Sister. Haley placed on Sister 20 out of 21 rodeos. That's phenomenal.
Yep, absolutely. So thank you. I had an idea that we should do a Palomino segment. I thought we should call it Blondes Have More Fun. Whatever you want to call it, it was fun to have a chance to tell their story. Let's talk about the rookies on the other side of this timeout. Who will be the bull riding rookie of the year? Here's the answer. We have no idea. We'll all find out together tonight. We'll talk about it coming up.
We'd like to say thank you to Polaris, the American Power Sports Company, and to all our friends out there sending us notes. Every now and then we need to kind of correct a statement we made from the last segment talking about those Palomino horses. We got to add Dinero in there, and Sunfrost is actually the best common denominator on those Palomino horses. Right now, let's talk rookie bull riders.
Yeah, let's talk about rookie bull riders. 4 of them came to the NFR. Bryce Jensen, Quinn Anderson, Luke Mackey, and Hudson Bolton. And as you take a look at it, Justin, all 4 of them, I think, as we talk about maximum power, have had a really good National Finals rodeo.
Well, they have. Let's take a look at Quinn Anderson, that big ride last night on Mr. Gold to get the gold with the AQ. Look at the medium kicks at 7. Hard kicks, not as much. But look at that. I wonder if AI has the ability to take care of what that bull threw at him. That trick, that fake to the right, and then back to the left. I wonder if there's a number for that yet. Needs to be. Let's stack them up. rookie bull riders.
Bryce Jensen is number 1 coming into tonight. He's 6th in the world standings, $293,000. Quinn Anderson moved to 2nd last night. Hudson Bolton and Luke Mackey are your top 4, but all of them have won at real close to or more than $200,000, and a couple of them are going to win $300,000 by the time this is all said and done. So let's talk about the guys and the lady with a chance at winning a world title in some very competitive races.
Yeah, it's been a long time since Alan Bach did what these guys are possibly about to do. Jonathan Torres on the heel side, Colton Schmidt on the head side have put together a dream Wrangler National Finals rodeo. Nobody makes a jump like that, except for about once every 30 years, and they just continue to roll on borrowed horses. They never rope together, and they have put on a clinic.
Yeah, nobody's going to rope all 10. They're the fastest in the average on 9 head. They are 7 seconds ahead of the rest of the field, so they just have to be clean tonight. Probably the same story for Riley Webb in the tie-down roping. He's got a $50,000 lead. He's first in the average, 74.6 on 9 head. For Shad Mayfield to catch him, he would literally need the top 6 guys in the average to all taking no time tonight. Riley Webb appears to be on his way to his 3rd straight world title and maybe breaking his own record of $475,000. He should win $500,000.
Yeah, he'll do that. He'll break the record. I think the old record is about $511,000, and everything's going his way. He looks solid. 7'9", 7 flat, 7'8". Are you kidding me? Now let's talk about Cassie Mowry. Came in here without Jarvis, and she won the opening round. She continues to pluck away, keeping all the barrels up. $5,000 or $51,000 lead right now, and she's number 1 in the aggregate. She's already picked up $156,000 this week.
She's getting back on Will tonight. She's been on this cornbread horse. If you were watching the post show, Will had a little bit of a moment in the alleyway last night. Cornbread had a moment in the alleyway last night. She's getting back on Will. Basically, real simple. Make one more clean run, and she's a back-to-back world champion.
That's exactly what we're looking at. Those 3 have just got to keep playing their game. Congratulations so far. Here's our Venturesome top 3. Venturesome clean, treat, heel. Let's talk about the top story. The top story of the day. The number 1 man and the world champion, Stetson Wright, going up against the Bucking Bull of the Year from Sankey and Phenom Genetics, Magic Touch. They've not been together, but tonight should be magical.
Click Thompson joined us. He's a 4-time PRCA Photographer of the Year. The man who has captured so many great images that will last forever of the world of professional rodeo. Congratulations, and thanks to Click Thompson. Congratulations to Carly Otero, entering the NFR record books, one of the 5 fastest runs in history last night on this horse that she bought from a bull rider, Gary LeFew, and Regina George, lighting them up with a time of 13:20. Will anybody go faster tonight? We're about to find out.
Yeah, we really are. It's been an amazing ride, but we're not through. Tonight, this is what our broadcast schedule looks like. Rodeo Live coming up here in just a few moments. We're in the showroom where they're having a viewing party of the stars. There you go, the big show at round 10 coming your way. NFR final after that from Resorts World. But a great big thank you to our Cowboy Channel crew. Hard-working people that love the game. Behind the scenes.
And those are the folks that make Justin and I look good, and trust me, that takes a little bit of work.
A lot.
I want to say thank you to everybody that's joined us here in the South Point. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. Justin McKee, it's been a blast. God bless everybody. Stay tuned. Rodeo Live is next. I'm Steve Kenyon. This is Western Sports Roundup.